It's me, Alex, a stay-at-home reader, and I have a couple minutes before I have to bring Owen to his basketball game. Not very long at all. So I I just want to go over a quick book haul. That's these babies here. And my TBR for March. I've been really trying not to put pressure on myself and not to make TBRs, but this month, I don't know, it's happening. Okay, so let's get into my book haul. First are some free library finds. This was just a little weird book that was so weird I couldn't pass it up. It is called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division. An anti-meme is an idea with self-censoring properties, an idea which, by its intrinsic nature, discourages or prevents people from spreading it. Anti-memes are real. Think of any piece of information which you wouldn't share with anybody, like passwords, taboos, and dirty secrets, or any piece of information which would be difficult to share even if you tried. Complex equations, very boring passages of text, large blocks of random numbers, and dreams. But anomalous anti-memes are another matter entirely. How do you contain something you can't record or remember? How do you fight a war against an enemy with effortless, perfect camouflage when you can never even know that you're at war? Welcome to the Anti-Memetics Division. No, this is not your first day. That sounds bananas. So I couldn't just leave it to waste away in the little free library. I grabbed it. I also grabbed Otessa Moshfegh's Death in Her Hands. I believe this is a short story collection. No, it's a novel. A novel of haunting metaphysical suspense about an elderly widow whose life is upturned when she finds an ominous note on a walk in the woods. My history with Otessa Moshfegh is, well, I'm convinced I like her. I'm determined to be a fan. Loved Eileen. My year of rest and relaxation was a big letdown for me. Loved the start of it, didn't like where it went. And then Lapvona was, I don't know what that was. I think I liked it a lot, but reading it was very ambivalent reading experience. But I liked that one. So loved, didn't love, liked. We got to pick a side here, so I'm going to have to read more to do that. So grab that little free library score. Then I ordered off of Thrift Books, not one, not two, but three Westerns. First of all, an old school Western. This is The Prairie by James Fenimore Cooper. This is like a classic, one of the oldest Westerns, I believe. I'll show you what I'm reading from the library, which is, I think, technically the first cowboy story, but this is up there with it. How Much of These Hills is Gold by C. Pam Shang. I'm sorry, I'm bad with pronunciation. But I was listening to my favorite book podcast, Overdue podcast, and they were discussing this book, and I had to stop it like halfway through so that I wouldn't spoil myself, because I knew it was something I wanted to order. And this is an Asian story, Asian perspective Western, in which two children are traveling with their deceased father. And it's a gold rush story, and I didn't want to know any more than that. I believe there's gender and identity topics discussed. So I stopped the podcast. No spoilers, please. I'm looking forward to this. And I was familiar with the title. It was longlisted for the Booker Prize back in 2020, which was, the year that we were just all online and reading books, and that I first started really kind of paying attention to what makes long lists, and titles were really becoming familiar to me. Not that I actually read the lists, but this was on there, so it's familiar. And I've heard great reviews about it for people who do read and follow the prizes more closely. So then on a list of recommendations, I looked up like, what did I look up? I was looking for Westerns with, distinct voices. And along with How Much of These Hills is Gold was this one, The Thousand Crimes of Ming-Su by Tom Lin. Written with the violent ardor of Cormac McCarthy and the otherworldly inventiveness of Ten Shang, The Thousand Crimes of Ming-Su is at once a thriller, a love story, and the epic saga of one man's quest for redemption in the face of a distinctly American brutality. No idea what it's going to be about, other than it's an Asian voice Western story. 5 stars, a Western Gothic revenge tale, ripe for a Coen Brothers adaptation, says Lauren Daly of the Boston Globe. Yep, that's it. I'm not going to read the full synopsis. I want to go in blind. That's my book haul. Now, my TBR for March. Okay, super quick. I don't have time for synopsis. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Gotta get this kid to his last basketball game of this season. But Western reading project I am listening to. I tried reading, couldn't focus. The audiobook is slow. I have it sped up quite a bit. But The Virginian by Owen Wister, this is the one I was talking about. Like the first cowboy story. I saw someone refer to it as like the Western genre's Moby Dick. Haven't read Moby Dick, and yet that seems accurate. Guy travels from Virginia to Wyoming. He's really taken by this cowboy. Yeah. Okay, then I am also reading Tell the Machine Goodnight. This is a library book, kind of near future. There's basically a machine that can tell you exactly what to do to make you happy. I'm intrigued, but very, very slow going. Could be that I was busy, only reading it at bedtime and immediately falling asleep. But if it doesn't catch my attention and I can't make progress, like good progress soon, I'm gonna call it. DNF. Sorry, done. Okay. Book club. Patricia Highsmith, The Talented Mr. Ripley. I put it on the list. It won the vote for March. That means it comes off my TBR. Hooray. I've only ever seen the movie, and that was forever ago. I don't really remember it. Dewi-thon. I've started this one. Whoop. That is The Color of a Dog Running Away by Richard Gwynne. He wrote The Blue Tent, which, you know, Heather, soggy expat book nerd, started like the ball rolling and everyone reading that weird book and loving it. So same author. Apparently there's some character overlap. Very weird. The setting kind of reminds me of that Carlos Ruiz Zafón book, The Color of the Wind. No, The Shadow of the Wind, Color of a Dog. Just because it's got that like gothic Spanish setting. It's readable, weird. There's just like a lot of coincidence happening so far. There is something I'm finding annoying. We'll talk about that later. I'm gonna do a reading blog. And then also the Mabinogion as part of my Dewi-thon reading. I believe this is an Irish author, William Trevor. I'm gonna have to look that up, but this is the story of Lucy Galt. I bought it for Shorty September, so if I don't read it in March, I will just read it then. About an Irish family and some tragedy, I believe, involving a child that goes missing. Not sure, don't remember. I bought it over the summer at the Book Barn with Karen. And then I feel like reading a big book. So this one, my kids got me for Christmas, and I'm just gonna feel really guilty if it sits on my shelf forever, and it's a big one. I wanted to reread the first 2 books before reading The Winners by Frederick Bachman. I wanted to read Beartown and Us Against You, but that's not gonna happen. And my friend Tiffany of The Life Family Created, homeschool mom and fellow reader, actually heading to her house later for her son's birthday party. Anyway, she went ahead and read this one without rereading the other 2, and she said she did okay with it. So I'm going to trust that I could do the same. But for March of the Mammoths, I'm going to say 2021, I decided I was going to try doing March of the Mammoths, and I started, just got myself with the bookmark, A Little Life by Hana Yanagihara, and I read it all of March, got halfway through April, and I just put it down. With every intention of continuing, and here we are 2 Marches later. I got to, go figure, I got to the happy years and stopped. I think I wasn't loving this as much as everyone else does. Like, I thought I would be sobbing through reading it, and I wasn't. Not to say I didn't feel for the character, but I was kind of getting annoyed by the enabling of his friends, and that's a whole nother discussion. So this March I need to decide if I'm going to finish this little bit of it. It's in there. I've not read it for over a year, if not going on 2 years, but it's there. I'm very confident I could just pick up and continue. I mean, this is a story that sticks with you. Okay, so that's a lot. Let me stack it real quick because I got to go. I could hear Owen locking the dogs up. Well, the Chihuahua has to go in a crate because he'll pee all over the house. Daisy, we've started leaving out, but I have to close the basement door because she'll come downstairs, hop up onto my bed, and pee on my bed. I mean, dogs, we love them, right? That's my March TBR. I gotta go. Bye.